show after the show, and today's topic has very meaningful implications and has deep connections to a lot of people all over the place. And so it's actually National Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and I have Dar Christensen here from Our Rescue Northeast Florida, and you guys have a very specific mission that you guys are here about. So please explain.
Thank you. First of all, I want to say Happy New Year,
Happy
and I
New
wanted
Year.
to thank you for having us and having me and giving us the opportunity with Our Rescue Northeast Florida to be here and to share some tips. Last time we were here, we spoke about how parents can protect their children online, and we were talking about the technology and all of that. Today, we wanted to zero in a little bit on how you start that conversation, because it's a tough one, teenagers talking to teenagers, and they don't want to talk about anything. It's kind of like, the birds, having the talk about the birds and the bees.
Right.
It's something they don't want to talk to their parents about, as well as trafficking or human trafficking or anything to do with the SEX word. You know what I mean?
Wait. So let's pump the brakes a little bit. So you guys, what is your motto? You have like 3 mottos?
So we're a hub of ourrescue.org.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nonprofit, and what they do, they're the people that train law enforcement officers and first responders. They help survivors. They kick down the door to save the children. We're a hub of that here in Northeast Florida.
Okay.
So what our goals are, Rance, is we have 3 of them. The first one is to bring awareness, to start that conversation. The second one is to educate, prevention through education. So, and that's why I'm here today, to kind of educate people and to protect our children. And the third one is fundraising, because the nonprofit, they need money to do all of these things.
Right.
They're training dogs now to help as well, and there's lots of other activities they're doing. So for the cause. The fundraising for the cause. So those are the 3 main things that Jen and I, we're ambassadors here. We're volunteers. We're all volunteers, and we're looking for more volunteers too, just so you know. So if anybody out there wants to volunteer with us, please check out Our Rescue Northeast Florida online. We have a Facebook page. So those are our 3 main goals here in the Northeast Florida region.
So you guys are wanting to open a conversation, and I know today we're focusing on young ones and stuff, but it's actually a conversation all ages need to be aware of, because we hear about, we definitely want to look out for the kids, but you could be any woman, any person just in the space, and, you need to be aware of the possibilities of things that could happen. So bringing it back to the kids, especially like preteens and, high schoolers, how do we start those conversations?
Well, I think that, first of all, I kind of wanted to go over like the most effective prevention is an educated kid. So to get to that point, like I wanted to start with, did you know that on average teenagers are online about 9 hours a day online?
No.
1 in 7 of those, I'm going to go over those tips here. 1 in 7 are asked monthly. 1 in 7 of those kids are asked monthly, if they can send a picture, or something like that. As young as 9 years old are being solicited online. And parents are only speaking to their kids about this subject on average 46 minutes. That's it, total. And
a month or a year?
No, ever.
Oh, wow.
They do the 46 minutes on average and check the box, and think that, okay, I did the talk, I did the birds and bees, I did the, human trafficking or how to protect themselves online, and that's it. But we really need to do more of that. We need to continue that conversation.
Right.
And it takes a community. It takes a village, to raise a kid. It takes a community to protect a kid. And like you said, it takes thereafter, all ages, all genders, all backgrounds, they're looking for the vulnerable. And so we put together 3 tips to start that conversation. And the first one is to empower through shared research. You don't want to scare them. If you say to your teenager, I want to talk to you after school about human trafficking, they're probably going to figure out a way not to come home after school right away. So sit down with them and share your honest concerns. Like, I've heard these things about human trafficking. Have you heard anything? Like, be curious as a parent,
Okay.
as a teacher, as a leader in that child's life. And, talk to them. Like, have you heard this before? Have you heard anything about this?
Okay.
Have you heard about, 1 in 7? Are you 1 in 7? Have you had anybody, a stranger ask for pictures from you, or give you that uncomfortable feeling? Those kind of things. Who do you trust? When you hear something, who do you trust? Who do you go to? Like, those kind of things. You want to open up and be patient with your kid.
Right.
You don't want to like all rush in and boom, 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 and force anything on them. The other thing is teach them critical skills, thinking skills. Before you post something, think, is this going to affect me in 5 years, in 2 years, whatever I post?
We got adults that don't think that far ahead. I mean,
know.
you want these kids? Come on now.
Especially if you've had a couple glasses of wine or
You
something.
know?
You know what I mean? But you've got to think that, because
Right.
your digital footprint, like when I was growing up, I don't have, like, luckily I don't have a digital footprint from
Polaroids.
my teenage years. But now these kids have it all, and it's posted. If they did something on the weekend, it's posted on Monday morning, or immediately, and it's all over. And so they got to think about their privacy, what they have online. They've got to think about who's on there that's after them. The groomers are on there. What is a groomer? Talk about it. What is a groomer? What are their goals?
Right.
Those sort of things. Like, start that conversation. You'd be amazed on how much kids already know, actually.
I don't doubt. Now, our time's kind of running short. You've got a big event. So January 11th is #WearBlue, and that is about raising awareness. You've got an event coming up in St. Augustine?
Yeah, we're going to be at the amphitheater at the market, 8 in the morning till 5:30 or till 12:30. It's an early morning. It might be cold. It's the 11th. They say it might be the coldest day of the year here in Florida. Who knows? But we need people to come out and start that conversation. Bring your kids. Also, I wanted to create a safe place for your kids, guys. Create a safe place. Let them know that no matter what happens, if they are approached by somebody or they did something, don't be afraid to come to you. They're not going to get in trouble. It's like when my kid was younger, I used to say to him, if you get drinking and your friends are drinking, don't get in the car. Call me anytime. You're not going to get in trouble. The same with if they do something online. And also say something, see something, say something. If you hear something that seems uncomfortable, share it with your parents. Share it with someone that you trust, and keep that conversation going. So we want to keep that conversation going by having awareness tables at events. That's January 11th is National Human Trafficking Day. We're saying #WearBlue Day. Wear blue for the cause, and share it online. Tag ourrescue.org as well. And also, I talked about keeping the conversation going. Ourrescue.org has, they're trying to get kids involved in their schools, in high school and in college,
Right.
with the SAT program. It's Students Against Trafficking, and we want to get them involved. As well. We're looking for leaders. So,
all right, so you can go to ourrescue.org if you want to get the broad base. If they want to reach you a little bit more of a local appeal, how can they connect with you?
they can go to our Facebook page. It's Our Rescue Northeast Florida, and join us. We have a public page as well as a private page. I did a little live on the way here today on there in my vehicle. Well, my husband drove.
Okay, let's be safe.
Yeah. I wanted to just mention one more thing, that we really need to be proactive about this and have those conversations and get involved. We need volunteers if they want to get involved with that. And also, there's a huge amount of resources online with ourrescue.org. If you go to the education tab, watch the videos with your kids. There's a course that you can take there. I took it. I learned so much in the last, I did it a couple of months ago, and I learned so much. I thought I knew a lot, but I learned a lot. And you can share that. Do the course with your kid. See, they have quizzes and all of that, and you get a diploma at the end. I highly recommend it, Rance.
I like it. So definitely a conversation that needs to be had, and deep dive, because we just hit you with like little bitty nuggets. So go ahead and do that. If you want to reach out, you definitely should, to volunteer or just to get more information, because in today's society, Woo! Prepare yourself. So thank you for hanging out with us today and sharing all this information.
Thank you so much. And a lot of people think it's over there. It's not. It's everywhere, guys. It's not over there. It's everywhere. And so we need to fight it and keep our kids safe.
True facts. So we will be back tomorrow at 10:15 for more Plus, and then at 9:30 for River City Live.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.